And look at Randy Orton slithering.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
KO! Here's the cover.
Hey, what's up, guys? And we're back here today with a very, very good game in the Manticore once again. This tank's actually been featured twice already, and I was going to actually pick another video, but I already had two other gameplays lined up for this tank. But then I had this game earlier this week, and this game requires its own video by itself. So, yeah, you're going to see quite a bit of this tank probably in the next coming weeks. But I'm slowly pushing for the third mark on this thing. I currently am sitting around 87% or so at 2 marks. And just slowly making progress on it as I can. Not grinding it too super seriously yet, but we're getting there. So, this tank, as we probably all know, if you do know, this thing in its role is super... It's super good at scouting, mainly passive scouting in terms of its camo. The thing's basically invisible, and you'll see that a little bit later in the game, the camo come up. As we go to the usual, my usual kind of position on Thieful version of Scout is trying to spot people crossing over here. However, their light tank is already over here, and this has kind of been a trend I've noticed on this map quite a lot as we line up a shot on this guy and get a disgusting first shot of damage there on the Bulldog. I used to push even a little further than what I just did there. There's a little bowl where you could spot from, but recently it just seems like teams started going that way more aggressively, and they're pushing all the way up towards the hill more and more now, and even closer to where I'm at now. So such as that AMX and the Centurion are pushing right over the top, so I can't really sit there, especially with only 3 or 4 other tanks on this side of the map with me. As we miss an easy shot there on the AMX, which would have been nice to have. But it means that basically we can't use that position as much as I'd like to, or I used to, for spotting. We do get a spotted, somebody hit somebody, but unfortunately it didn't do any damage. And actually we're not going to do any spotting damage this game, which is very surprising. Considering this map's actually not terrible for spotting, but just the way this game played out, it just didn't happen. A lot of their tanks were just so close to where my tanks were at that I really wasn't the only one spotting them. It was just kind of impossible. So we're going to have to take up more the supporting role in this game of just kind of doing as much damage as we can, which is not the main purpose of this tank. The gun is very good, I think, for a scout. The DPM is obviously trash. As you see, we put several shots into these guys that they're pushing over the top like it's World War One. Funny enough, this map is actually based off World War One, but and the event that was a couple years ago now. But yeah, these guys are just pushed right over the top here. We're trying to look for shots on them as they're distracted, using this church as cover while we do that. But obviously, this tank's not meant for dealing a ton of damage very quickly, as we put our 4th shot of damage in there. Especially with, 11-second reload, my bad. But what is nice is that on our version it does have 35 rounds of ammo, so you can do the damage, just takes a while to do it, and we're definitely going to pump out the damage this game, as you'll see. As you put one shot into the WZ, but now my AMX buddy here is kind of pushing out in the open once again, looking for a shot. We keep getting markers, but that's kind of a really risky shot, and then we just wait for him to pull out, and he obliges, and we put one into him. And I'm a little worried about getting shot from over there. There's nobody really spotting over there, and I feel like there's something probably sitting on that side, and there are tanks over there. And now an E6 appears, and they doing what E6s love to do, and that appears to be YOLOing. Free tanks for the win, everyone. But he doesn't fully commit, so we're able to get away without taking any damage, which is nice. Paying attention to the map there and just kind of getting away from him, because, yeah. But he's distracted again now, so I'm going to go in and try to get a shot of damage in. Rocks, unfortunately, kind of blocked it for a second, and we were able to put one shot into his rear, and he's gone down to help his little Action X buddy, it looks like, as he gets a big shot into him as well, which is... Oof. And we RBRT, get another one into him, and we're up to 3k damage, which is solid for this tank. I'm not looking forward to the higher mark requirements when I get there. especially around 94, 90, yeah, 94%-ish. Just because it's probably going to require a good map and a lot of assisted damage as well. Just not to push that mark up. You're not going to have games like this all the time. And right now, we're just going full in. We put one into the Wheezy, trying to dodge the Yak Panther 2. Luckily, he does not ram us. He probably could have easily rammed us there. So we get lucky, pull one out. Battling the gun elevation there a little bit. Snapshot one into him. And now we just got to get out of here because we have the 250 TPRs, the Polish Tier 8 Prems looking at me up on the ridgeline there. So we just kind of dip out of there real quick. Don't want to get shot by either one of those guns. I believe they have 440 alpha, something around that. It could be a little more or less. The Polish tanks have weird alpha damages. But we snap one and get the Yak Panther 2 out of the game for our first kill there. And this has been a really close game, and this is kind of what you need in this tank if you're looking for big damage games. You need games that last a while, because again, the DPM just isn't there. But you do have a gun that is very, very good for a scout tank. And that's what I do like about this tank so far, playing it, is that the gun, what you aim at, it generally hits. A lot more so than other light tanks. Stuff like the Sheridan, T100, stuff like that, where the guns are usually like 0.4 accuracy or worse. And you see this shot right here. Oh, it's so good like that. I do wish obviously it had more DPM, but it is satisfying to have a scout at tier 10 besides the Panzerwagen. And this thing also has a 390 alpha, which is nice, and the camo that we are able to consistently put our shots in. And here we're going to make probably our biggest mistake of the game. We get a little overconfident here on these two tier 8 heavies that are platooned, and just getting a little too big for our britches there. So we end up eating a shot from him. Again, not really the best idea in the Manticore. It's not the best active type scout, but we're playing it probably as close as you can to that role. And here we just kind of have to make a run for it. He gets our 62A, eats a shot, so I figure I'm at least going to only get shot at once. Luckily, he misses. Another great thing about this tank is that it's low profile, and we've already done 5,600 damage this game, which is an incredible result. A really good result, I shouldn't say incredible, or a really good result for this thing. And we can unspot it, and luckily, Panzer 7 misses his shot. But now, we have to take out a near full health Panzer 7 with the help of an AT-15 who's been sat in the base the entire game. So at this point, I'm kind of sniping at range, but I think he puts a shot in the AT-15, and I have APCR left. That's all I have, which is 268 millimeters a pen, which is really, really good for APCR on a light tank. But I don't, and here's the camo I was talking about earlier, 300 meters, doesn't spot me. So disgustingly good. But what I don't want to happen here is AT-15 to die, and then I got to try to take this guy out in another matter of form. Because there's only one direction here that I can really fire from range. Up on the hill to my left there, it's too close. Up on the right where the AT-15 is, it's too close. He's probably going to spot me, and it's just going to turn into more of an active role, especially if he kills the AT-15, and I can't use my camo as well as I'd like to. So instead, I'm going to go in, use the low profile of the Manticore, and hopefully get in behind this guy. And sure enough, we do. We stay unspotted, and now we're going to just be able to outmaneuver him, hopefully. Manticore is not the best for this, but a Panzer 7 is probably one of the few tanks, not few, but one of the tanks you can do this to in this tank, regardless of the bad DPM, and not the best speed or agility that this thing has. But it's enough to skirt around a German tier 10 super heavy like this. And then we just pop over the ridgeline and RBRT, and it goes in and kills him. So kind of important there. Good to keep our teammate alive, but also just realizing the situation there that if he does die, then we have to kind of fight him one-on-one frontally in a situation that isn't exactly beneficial to us. So we're able to finish him off for our 4th kill of the game so far, and you can see that damage total is just racking up slowly but surely. And now we just have our 2 friends in the Polish tier 8 Prems to deal with. Do have to keep in mind here at this point that they're both working together and coordinating, so kind of bearing that in mind. I'm kind of guessing where they're going to be at based off some looking at the map a few times. They're not going to be in the same position they were at, and it's a little risky because they could be right around the corner here. We spot the one, and then we spot the second one who's actually going up the hill. We back up, use the good aim time of this tank, and put one into him. And our low profile means we're a hard tank to hit quickly for somebody to snap onto. It doesn't mean it's impossible. I always joke, you know, ELC even, it's a hard tank to hit, so it's overpaid. No. But that is a benefit of this vehicle as well, is that it is fairly small and tiny. So, and we pull up here, and we catch them again in the open, and put one into the one on lower health first, try to get him out of the game. This game should be a win at this point. We have 2 tier 10s and a tier 8 versus 2 tier 8s, but they are working together, and we try to put one into this guy, but that one bounces, unfortunately. So we really miss out on another bit of damage there. Then we back up, and we actually have some bush cover here, which is surprising, but it means we're not going to get spotted when we fire, which is very nice. I wish I'd said this was planned. It's not planned. It was just kind of some dumb luck, which helps me. I'm completely okay with that, as we only have 5 APCR rounds left in the game, and we have 5 kills, and we have easy shots on this guy, and hopefully the next one should pen and maybe get it for the top gun, side on 50 TPR, and yeah, no. RNG says no, not today. No top gun for you. But if you look at that score, that is absolutely disgusting. That is 9,100 damage in the Manticore of all tanks. That is the most damage I've done in a tier 10 any light tank, regardless. So I don't know. No assisted damage, which just kind of sucks, I'll be honest. But regardless, we played the game what we had to, and we finished it off with a nice result. Probably once in a lifetime, but very good result. Topping my other highest damage game, which was like 8,700 and 13,105. And we also picked up a sniper medal, just showcasing the accuracy of this gun, which is very nice. So, hope you guys enjoyed that. I sure as heck did. Ridiculous result. And I will keep bumping the videos out, and I hope you guys enjoy, and I will catch you next time. See you. Peace.